Zerto is a market leader in disaster recovery, ransomware resilience, and multi-cloud mobility with its low RPOs and RTOs. In this video, we'll see how it's perfect for migrations. By using Zerto, you can have near-instant migrations, easy, non-disruptive pre-migration testing, and guaranteed zero data loss. In this video, we'll move a virtual machine from vSphere to Azure as an example. But remember, you can move to, from, and between the most popular hypervisors and clouds. First, we'll see how to create a virtual protection group, or VPG, and then we'll commit the move. Virtual protection groups are logical groupings of virtual machines that are replicated and migrated together. There's no requirement for VMs to be on the same storage or host. You can set up advanced migration configurations with settings matched to the required environment. Let's start by creating a virtual protection group, or VPG, to migrate our WordPress site from an on-premise VMware vSphere environment up into Microsoft Azure. Let's click on the VPG tab and click New VPG. We'll give our VPG a name and click Next. Then we'll select the WordPress site on the left side, bring it over to the right side, then click Next. For our recovery site, we'll set up Microsoft Azure. We're pointing it to our Azure Zerto Cloud appliance. Here, we can set things like the journal history, target RPO, and test reminders. Let's click Next. Here, we're just going to say which volume type and click Next. On this page, we're able to tell Zerto what settings to replicate into and use within Microsoft Azure. So we can choose everything from the VNet, the subnet to use, and disk types. We can choose the family series for the virtual instance that it will be provisioned as well as the size of the instance. Click Next. Here we can set the failover IP address for when we move it over to Microsoft Azure. Give it an available IP address within your VNet and subnet range. Set the test IP, click Next, and then click Done. After a few minutes, you'll see that your VPG has been created. Next, we'll start moving the virtual machine from on-premise to Microsoft Azure. Rollbacks create a go or no-go point during a migration, which allows for user testing. Rollbacks are fully automated. Alternatively, you can choose Commit when you're ready to go live. Once the commit is complete, Zerto can start protecting the workloads in your new environment. Here, we'll be migrating the WordPress virtual machine from on-premise VMware vSphere to Microsoft Azure. Start by selecting the Virtual Protection Group, or VPG, that you want to move. Head down to the bottom left and click Move VPG. We can see that the VPG is already selected, so we'll click Next. Then we will set the commit policy. You can have it auto-commit after 60 minutes. Basically, this means that after the hour time limit, Zerto will automatically move this virtual machine from on-premise vSphere to Microsoft Azure. Alternatively, you can choose Auto Rollback, so it will do the opposite. After 60 minutes, this would roll back the move operation and bring everything back on-premise. Or you can say None, and you would manually commit the move yourself. In our case, we will keep it to auto-commit for 60 minutes. We will check off Force Shutdown, which will shut down the virtual machine on-premise that we are moving. We will now click Next, and then click Start Move. Zerto is prompting us again, reminding us of the commit policy that we selected. Click Start Move, and you'll see the policy that you had chosen. Click OK. Now Zerto is kicking off the move operation. Let's see what's going on in the background. We can start by heading into vSphere and notice that the move operation task has been initiated in VMware. The WordPress site that was originally on-premise is now shut down. Let's go over to the Azure portal. We can see that the virtual machine has been moved to its own resource group. It has both the VM instance running, the primary NIC attached to it, as well as disks associated with it. We can also find the IP address that we provided when we first set up the VPG. Now let's head back over to the Zerto console. The move operation has ended and Zerto is asking us to commit or roll it back. In this case, we'll click Commit. When prompted, you can select to keep the source VM and enable reverse protection. Click Commit. We can see that in our vSphere environment, the WordPress virtual machine no longer appears. And if we head over into Microsoft Azure, we can see the WordPress site is running. By using Zerto for live migrations, you get a fully automated workflow of near-instant migrations with zero data loss and no lengthy rehydration of backups. And you can migrate VMs in bulk without impact to production.